Jack Ryan Ghost War just dropped on Amazon Prime, and whether it's worth your time comes down to one simple question. Did you enjoy the show or not? If you did, you'll probably like it. If you didn't, or you skipped the show, this probably isn't going to be worth your time. Let me tell you why. As most of you know, Jack Ryan is a character from Tom Clancy's books. There have been several films with the character in them and different actors playing the character. Most recently, we saw John Krasinski in 4 seasons of the Amazon hit show, and this film is a follow-up of those 4 seasons. The plot of the film is pretty simple. A rogue CIA unit that was started in response to 9/11 and various terrorist attacks that did all the wet work and under the radar stuff that you don't really want on the books. And of course, over time, they're no longer needed, they're shut down. But of course, the operators involved have nowhere else to go, and they remained in their unit, and they've remained doing the things that they do, and now they want to come back in the world. And this is stuff we've seen before. There's no real surprises. It's very predictable. It's very safe. It's a very simple villain to root against, even though we don't really know anything about them. Here, the unit is out for revenge. They're trying to get started up again. And what they have is a list of terror cells that they helped shut down, that they're trying to start back up to sort of prove a point that you still need us. Very simple, very straightforward, nothing we haven't seen before. And the first problem I have with the film is that it feels like an extended episode of the TV show. It looks the same, it plays the same, the stakes are the same. It doesn't feel like a grand epic scaled spy thriller like a Mission Impossible or something of that type. It just feels like another episode of the TV show. So yes, if you're coming from 4 seasons of the show, you're gonna feel right at home because you want more of it. If you never watched the show, you're gonna be like, who are these characters? How do they relate to each other? Are they friends? Are they enemies? What is the backstory? What is the history? You're basically thrown into the deep end with no frame of reference. And I mean, with the TV show episodes being like an hour, hour 5 at times, and this film being an hour 50, it's not really that much longer than a TV show anyway. So in that sense, it just feels like more of the same. A second big problem I have with the film is the villain. Now, you just don't have enough time in this to set up the villain because you spend the first 20, 30 minutes doing fan service to everyone coming from the show and reintroducing them to their favorite characters. So you really don't have that time to properly develop your antagonist. The TV show, especially the earlier seasons, had multiple episodes where you got to see a lot of backstory on the villain, what motivates them, what drives them, why they're doing what they're doing. And so you never really accepted or approved of what they were doing, but you understood why they were doing it and why they thought that what they were doing was correct. You really don't have this in this film. You're presented with a pretty generic villain. He's an ex-spy who did unsanctioned wet work, and then they close him down, and he obviously doesn't want to get closed down. He wants to keep doing what he's doing, and now he's out for revenge. It's very basic stuff you've seen a lot before. And we're never really shown the villain's network. We're not showing why he has so much power. He just has some army guys with him and some troops, and that's it. And you just don't get enough history or backstory of this villain to really make him stand out as anything more than just a generic villain. I'm not here to trash this film because I went in hoping for the best. I was a fan of the TV series. I liked all 4 seasons, even though the first 2 were a lot stronger. And so I was really hoping for this to be good. The acting is fine from everyone involved. The production values are fine. It looks sleek. It's modern. Everything works. There's nothing egregious about anything involved in it. And there are some generally exciting action sequences, especially in the latter half of the film where they're reaching that climax. There's a lot of car chases in this film, and they're driving through different streets. They're in different locations. They're in London, they're in Dubai. That felt a little weird too because they're in all these different countries and yet they're just like operating with impunity and like no one really checks on them or cares. It's like, this would be an international incident the way they're going about things, and it just never happens. So that's weird. But if you enjoyed the show and you want to see more of Jack Ryan, Mike November, James Greer, and the gang, you're probably going to watch this and enjoy it, and it's just going to be another part of the 4 seasons we had. It's just going to be tacked on the end and feel exactly right at home. So in that regard, I get what they're doing. They made a film especially for their fans, and they know who their audience is. And those are the people who are going to like it. They're not going to convert anybody. No one's going to watch this film and be like, oh man, I really need to go back and watch the 4 seasons of Jack Ryan. Not going to happen. So they know who the audience is. This film was made for the fans of the show and probably no one else. So this is where I land with this film. I give it something like a 3.1, which is an okay score because I actually did enjoy the show. This really isn't a film. It's just like an extended episode basically with a slightly higher budget, I would guess. But it doesn't feel like a big standalone action set piece film in the Jack Ryan universe, but more of an extension of the series. And you see that in the locations, the actors, the story, the plot, the scope, the pacing, the villain, everything. So yeah, if you've seen the show, go watch it. If you haven't, there's tons of other stuff you'll enjoy better. And if you like this review, do me a favor, give me a like, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel and help me grow. Until next time, stop scrolling, start watching.